Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and it is time to choose my July TBR, which is also my birthday month, so that makes this a little bit more fun and just a little bit more laid back. Alright, so let me first start by saying that I have done okay with my June TBR. It's kind of 50-50. So in June, I threw 10 times, technically 11 times actually, because I got a +1 throw, and I've read about half of the books. So my first throw was my +1, and then I got a debut book. So for that one I chose For Whom the Bell Tolls by J.C. Lynn, but I did not read that one. However, I have read Ministry of Time, which is a debut book, so I'm counting that one instead. Also, I apologize, I have my cooler running because it's hot outside and it's loud. It's a swamp cooler, so it's loud. Alright, so second up I had Start a Series, and I was going to reread A Fate Inked in Blood by Daniel L. Jensen. Now that one I haven't gotten to yet. I really want to reread that one here really soon. I just didn't get to it in the month of June, unfortunately. So I didn't do that one. The third one was a kids pick and a library book. So each of my kids chose one of my library books. They each chose different ones. My daughter chose Under Lock and Key by Lena Ferguson. My oldest son chose The Bone Maker by Sarah Beth Durst, and my younger son chose God of Pain by, I can't remember her name right, Rena Kent. There we go. But I did not read any of those. So I am notorious for not reading the library books that I check out and keeping them for a long time without reading them, and it happened again. So prompt number 4, I had Mythical Creatures, and for that one I chose The Queen of Sorrow by Sarah Beth Durst. That is the third and final book in the Queens of Renthia series by her. I did read that. I've given that entire series 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. It was such a great series. And I actually found out that Sarah Beth Durst has been holding out on me. So there is actually a spin-off book from that series. As soon as I found out about it, I ordered it off of Pango, so it is on its way to me right now, and I really want to get to it as soon as I can. But it's not here yet. Number 5 is set in a different country, and I chose A Curse Carved in Bone by Daniel L. Jensen, which is the second book to A Fate Inked in Blood. Obviously, since I didn't read A Fate Inked in Blood, I also did not read A Curse Carved in Bone. Again, I really want to get to those soon. It just didn't happen in June. Next up, I had an Instagram pick, and for that one, I chose A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. It was for a picture of Kayla's wrap-up from Books and Lala. I read not even the entire first chapter of that book, and I hated it, so I DNF'd it, and I got rid of it, but I am counting it because I did at least try to read that one. Next up, I had a book jar pick, and for that one I chose The Hotel on the Corner of Bitter and Sweet. I read about 30 pages in that one, and I did not vibe with the writing style, unfortunately, so I did also DNF that one, which really sucks. The premise was so good for that one, and it just didn't work for me. The next one I had was a romance, and for that one I chose Wild and Wrangled, the fourth and final book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series by Lila Sage, and I did read that one. I gave it 5 stars, and I absolutely loved it. Next up, I had A Beautiful Cover, and for that one I chose Guild by Raven Kennedy. I read the first chapter in that, and I was really intrigued, and then I never went back to it, so I still have to finish that one. Number 10, I chose a thriller, and for that one I did The Clinic by Kate Quinn. It's one that my dad gave to me after he finished it because he really enjoyed it. However, I didn't get to that one in June either. And last but not least, I had Number in the title, and for that one I chose The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and once again I did not read that. So like I said, I'm kind of right around 50-50 with my throws this month. Also, for my TBR jar bonus picks, I had The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cogman, The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. McLean, and The Briar Club by Kate Quinn. The only one that I started was The Briar Club by Kate Quinn, and if you've watched my TBR jar challenge, you know that I was really enjoying it, but I felt like I didn't want to rush it. So I ended up putting it down, and then I still haven't picked it back up again. So overall, as of right now, I have finished 6 books this month. It's just not particularly these ones for my TBR. Now, with July, not only is it my birthday month, so I am being a little bit more lenient with myself, it is also the deck of TBR-athon that is hosted by Bekah from Bekah Books and Bujo, and Chloe, which I don't know Chloe, but I do watch Bekah, and she has a TBR game where she uses a deck of cards, obviously, to choose her reads. And this readathon goes for the entire month of July, and I'm going to participate once again this year. I was part of it last year, and I didn't get like super immersive with it, but I thought it was a fun way to pick some extra books, so I will be using that again this year. I haven't fully decided if I'm going to do like a handful of books all at once and pick them that way, or if I want to just kind of go one at a time. That's what I did last year, but I felt like I really fell off with like actually keeping up on it. So I don't know what I want to do yet this year, but I might choose a couple today and we'll kind of see what I get and how it goes. But that being said, I'm really excited for this month. I'm only doing 5 throws because of the fact that I am also wanting to participate in Deck of TBR-athon, and hopefully I'll actually be able to finish all of them. I have really high expectations for this month. I'm hoping to have a lot of 5-star reads. I have a handful of books that are on their way to me, but I didn't include those because I don't have them in my hands yet. But I'm really excited for all the books I have coming. I know I'm going to get more books for my birthday because I always tell my husband that that's what I want as a birthday gift is books, because it's what makes me happy. So I know I'm going to be getting books for my birthday, and one of those is absolutely going to be The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst. It's I think my most anticipated book of the entire year. I cannot wait for that book to come out, and I will be buying it as soon as possible and reading it hopefully even sooner. So okay, all that being said, let's get into the throws. Let's talk about the books, and then let's choose some cards. Also, any prompts that come up for a second time, I will be once again choosing just a slip of paper out of the jar. Hopefully I get to it this month, but it's not a priority for me. I'm trying to get back into actually finishing my TBRs, even if they are large. Just really trying to kind of kick myself in the butt and get going again with this, because I've been slacking excessively with it. So that being said, let's get into the throws, and thank you so much for being here. Okay, so for my first throw, I got a new to me author, and for that one I'm going to choose one that I picked up here just very recently, and I'm so excited for it, and that is Harvest of Hearts by Andrea Eames. This one is a cozy fantasy that I'm so excited for. It's got these really fun sprayed edges, and it's just a beautiful cover. And I don't know, I haven't been reading as much cozy fantasy here lately, and I've kind of missed that. Like, I feel like I have, but I haven't. So this one, it says, in the beloved tradition of Howl's Moving Castle, a whimsical and unforgettable story of fantastic adventure, common sense, and the power of love to overcome the greatest of obstacles. Everyone in Foster Butcher's village knows what happens when the magic workers come. They harvest human hearts to use in their spells. That's just how life in her kingdom works. But Foss, plain, clumsy, and practical as a boot, never expected anyone would want hers. When a sorcerer snags a piece of Foss's heart without meaning to, she is furious. For once a heart is snagged, the experience is, well, unpleasant. So Foss finds herself stomping toward the grand city to keep his enchanted house, and demands that he fixes her before she keels over and dies, or whatever happens when hearts are snagged. But the sorcerer Sylvester is not what she expected. Petulant, idle, and new to his powers, Sylvester has no clue how to undo the heart-taking, or how to do much of anything really apart from sulk. Foss's only friend is a talking cat, and even the house's walls themselves have moods. As Foss searches for a cure, she accidentally uncovers that there is much more to the heart-taking and the magic workers themselves than she could ever have imagined. So this sounds really good. It's also blurbed on the back by Sarah Beth Durst, which I think is perfect to read in July when her new book is going to be coming out. And so this is the first book that I'm choosing for a new to me author. So my next prompt, I got 500 plus pages. And for that one, I'm going to be reading another romantasy book that I'm very excited for. This is House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein. This one has fae and courts and just all kinds of fun stuff. So it says, "Free the crows, Fallon, and they will make you queen." All her life, Fallon Rossi has been marked by her half-humanity. Nearly every pure-blooded fairy at court has looked down on her for her curved ears, lack of magic, and fondness for water serpents. But never Dante Reggio, the Prince of Luz. The flirtatious royal has held Fallon's heart ever since Dante gave Fallon her first kiss. But as doubts creep in on how a fey prince and a halfling could ever have lasting happiness together, Fallon finds hope in an oracle's prophecy. She will be queen, but first she must free the crows. Confused and determined, Fallon embarks on the hunt that could give her everything she wanted but couldn't have. Power, respect, perhaps even acceptance, and most desirably, her prince. But unknown to Fallon, her quest will unleash more than just her destiny, and when the ancient demon awakens, he plans to have Fallon all to himself. I am so excited for this book. It is chunky. It's like 519 pages, so it does fit this prompt perfectly without being insanely long, and I'm so excited to read it. Also, this cover is just absolutely beautiful. There's something about it that I absolutely love. So I'm really excited to read this book. So this is going to be my second choice for a 500 plus page book for my July TBR. Alright, so next up I got Pinterest Chooses and Gifted, and I had to do a little bit of finagling on Pinterest in order to find a book that had been gifted to me that I did see on Pinterest, but I did find one, and I was so excited. I am so excited for this, and that book is Watermoon by Samantha Sadayambao. So my sister told me to let her know when I start reading this, so I will be she's going to be watching this because she always does, but I will be reading Watermoon in July because it fits this prompt absolutely perfectly. And I have proof because I took a screenshot so that way I wouldn't lose it, but it shows right here from Pinterest, and Watermoon is right there. So it does work. It does work. I had to do some specific searching. Not too specific, I guess, but it was like 2025 popular releases or something like that to try and find one that I knew that she had sent me and that she had gifted to me. So this one is: a woman inherits a pawn shop where you can sell your regrets and then embarks on a magical journey when a charming young physicist wanders into the shop in this dream-like and enchanting fantasy novel. So this one, it says, on a back street in Tokyo lies a pawn shop, but not everyone can find it. Most will see a cozy ramen restaurant, and only the chosen ones, those who are lost, will find a place upon their life choices and deepest regrets. Hana Ishikawa wakes on her first morning as a pawn shop's new owner to find it ransacked, the shop's most precious acquisition stolen, and her father missing. And then into the shop stumbles a charming stranger, quite unlike its other customers, for he offers help instead of seeking it. Together they must journey through a mystical world to find Hannah's father and the stolen choice, by way of rain puddles, rides on paper cranes, the bridge between midnight and morning, and a night market in the clouds. But as they get closer to the truth, Hannah must reveal a secret of her own and risk making a choice that she will never be able to take back. This one sounds so good, and I've heard so many mixed reviews on it since it came out. I think it was in February. But irregardless, I'm really, really excited to try this one out for myself and see what I think of it. Like I said, I heard mixed things, but I'm really, really excited to try it. So it sounds so good. It sounds like it's going to be something up my alley, and so I'm really looking forward to it. The fourth prompt that I got is a book between 350 and 400 pages, and for this one I decided to go with another one that my sister sent me for our monthly book exchange, and that is The Strawberry Patch Pancake House by Lori Gilmore. The first book in this series is the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, I believe, but I haven't read any of these books yet, but I've been wanting to try them. They're supposed to be like Gilmore Girls with more spice, kind of like cozy romance type books. And so I'm really excited to try it out, see if I like it. I believe these are all interconnected standalones as far as I know, so I don't think it'll matter that I haven't read any of the others. This just happens to be the one that I have here at the house. It says, a small town spicy romance. As a world-renowned chef, single dad Archer never planned on moving to a small town, let alone running a pancake house. But Dream Harbor needs a new chef, and Archer needs a community to help raise his daughter. Iris has never managed to hold down a job, so when Mayor Kelly suggests Archer is looking for a live-in nanny, she almost runs in the opposite direction. Now Iris finds herself in a whole new world, one where her gorgeous new boss lives right across the hall and likes to cook topless. Keeping everything strictly professional should be easy, right? So that sounds really good. It's kind of giving me the same sort of vibes as Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage, but we'll see if I like it. I've heard mixed things about this one too. Some people absolutely love these books, some people don't care for them, and I have heard that they are pretty easy, like mindless reads, but I'm really excited to see for myself. And usually the single dad, like small town kind of romances are my kind of vibe, and so hopefully I love this one. All right, and last but not least, I got library recommendation. And for this one, my library has a thing where you can go online and fill out a questionnaire, and they will email you in like 7 to 10 days with a list of books that kind of match what you're looking for. And so I have one of those emails, or I have a few of those emails saved, but the most recent one of the books that they had on that list is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This is a young adult fantasy book, or magical realism. I'm not entirely sure which, but I'm so curious to try this one. I've heard such incredible things about it, and I'm finally gonna try and pick it up. It's not very long, but it says, when two young rival journalists find love through a magical connection, they must face the depths of hell in a war between gods to seal their fate forever. After centuries of sleep, the gods are warring again, but 18-year-old Iris Winnow just wants to hold her family together. Her mother is suffering from addiction, and her brother is missing from the front lines. Her best bet is to win the columnist promotion at the Oath Gazette. To combat her worries, Iris writes letters to her brother and slips them beneath the wardrobe door, where they vanish into the hands of Roman Kit, her cold and handsome rival at the paper. When he anonymously writes Iris back, the two of them forge a connection that will follow Iris all the way to the front lines of battle for her brother, the fate of mankind, and love. Divine Rivals is an epic enemies to lovers fantasy novel filled with hope and heartbreak and the unparalleled power of love. So I've heard such amazing things about this one, and I've been really wanting to try it out. So I am going to try and prioritize this one this month and finally read it. And that's it, guys. That is it for my TBR. So these are the 5 books that I have chosen. Sorry, I have a little girl laying across my lap. All right, so I have Divine Rivals, The Strawberry Patch Pancake House, Water Moon, House of Beating Wings, and The Harvest of Hearts. And I honestly think I could do it. I am looking forward to all of these books so much, and I really hope I love them all. So now, I also have, because of the prompts that I got, I do have to do 2 jar draws, 2 books out of the jar. So let's do that real fast. I have no idea what I'm gonna get. I did update this before I started filming, so hopefully everything in here is correct. So let's see what we get. First one is a purple. We have Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. Okay, that works. Phantasma is a competition type fantasy romance that I think her sister gets kidnapped and she's trying to save her sister or something like that. I don't know. It's a gothic fantasy romance with trials, and I think it sounds great, and I'm super excited to read it. So that will be the first book that we have. And then next up we have an orange one. Ooh, Ghost Station by S.A. Barnes. I am so excited to read this book. So S.A. Barnes wrote Dead Silence, and I loved Dead Silence. It is a space horror that is basically like the Titanic in space is what Dead Silence is. Ghost Station, I don't honestly remember what it was about, but it ended up being something that I automatically bought as soon as it came out, and I still have not read it yet. But we do have Summerween in the first week, I believe, of July, and I would like to kind of loosely participate in that as well. And so Ghost Station will be absolutely perfect to fit in for that, if in any way that I can. Even if I just read some kind of creepy books in that first week of July and not follow all the prompts. Either way, I haven't fully thought that out yet, but I am so looking forward to Ghost Station. She does have another book that is out or is coming out called Cold Eternity that I would love to get as well. I just want to read this one first and make sure that I do still like all of her writing, which I don't think that's going to be an issue, but I just haven't gotten to it yet. So those are the 2 books that I will have for my bonus picks. That puts us at 7 books. And now let's shuffle the cards here. And let's choose, I think I'm going to do 3. I think I'm going to choose 3 to start with, because if I can fit on these books for these prompts, that would be perfect. But let me pull up the prompt list. So I am on the red team, which is the TBR builder type team, because obviously I do have this game, and I thought it was just fitting. So I really enjoy Bekah's videos, and I've watched her for a while now, and I think her card game is really fun. I love the different genres that she reads, and I think she's just real sweet, and so I'm very excited to participate in this month, or again this year. I did this last year and I had a good time, and so I'm excited to try and go with this again. All right, so our first card is a 5. Okay, sorry, my camera died and I had to change my daughter's pants. So our first card is a 5, and that prompt is to steal a book. So a celebrity book list, YouTuber's July TBR, or hosts 2025 TBR for 5 points. And I'm probably going to end up doing a YouTuber's July TBR because I always have a great time watching all of those. There haven't been very many that have come out yet, so I'll have to watch that and see what they come out with. I'd like to do some vlogs for reading these particular books, and that way I could talk you through what my choices are, what points I'm getting, and whose video I'm choosing from. So that'll be our first one. Next up, we have a queen. And a queen is format, so that is an audiobook for 1 point, an ebook for 3 points, or a physical book for 5 points. So I can fit any one of these books in for that. So that is going to be super easy to do. And our third one, all right, and our third card will be a 3. So a 3 is the release year. So 1 point is 2000 to 2024. 3 points is 1999 or earlier, and 5 points is a 2025 release. So guess what, guys? The Enchanted Greenhouse comes out on July 15th, and so does A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana, and I really want to read both of those. Also, Scotch on the Rocks, the second book for the Maccabee Brothers series by Elliot Fletcher, the first one being Whiskey Business. That book comes out on July 8th. So there's 3 books that I'm highly anticipating that are coming out this month, and I'm so excited to read. So that'll be super easy to fit into my TBR for this month, because I already want to read The Enchanted Greenhouse as soon as it comes out. All right, so that is where we are at. So for, wait, what is I gonna do for 5? Oh yeah, the booktubers. So really for this, all I have to do is look at everybody's TBR and steal one of their books that I hopefully have on mine TBR already. So I have that one, a physical book for a queen, which will be super easy, and then we'll just add in the Enchanted Greenhouse, or honestly, a handful of these. I could read Watermoon for this one, and it'll still count. So those are going to be my first 3 cards that I will be taking care of in July to get points. Mostly I am shooting for all 5 points with all of these. I think it's more fun to challenge myself that way. And so there we are. So like I said, these are the 5 books that I will be reading, plus Ghost Station and Phantasma as my TBR bonus picks. And I am so excited. Have you read any of these books? What did you think of Laurie Gilmore's books, as well as of Watermoon, if you have read that? I would love to hear your thoughts and have some conversations with you down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.